Hello! Welcome to episode 10 of the Lambwoman Knits podcast. My name is Rachel, and I'm so excited to be back podcasting today. It's been about 4 weeks, I think, since I have podcasted. I'm really, I'm excited to get back into it. I enjoy documenting my knitting journey, and I enjoy podcasting. And I enjoy not being super busy. We've been so busy. We went, as I said before, we went to my husband's sister's wedding after I last podcasted, and then we were home for about a week and a half, and then we went on a big road trip where we live in North Carolina, and we went to Pittsburgh, and which was about a 7-hour drive. Probably took us 8 or 9 hours with, stopping and kids and stuff. And we visited his brother up there, and we spent a day in Pittsburgh. We went to Carnegie Science Museum, which was really fun. And then we drove over to Hershey, Pennsylvania, which was about a 3.5-hour drive, and we spent a day in Hershey Park, and we camped there, and that was really fun. It was so much fun. And then we drove about an hour and a half to my grandmother's house, and she lives in a town called Downingtown, which is right outside of Philadelphia. And we had a good time in Philadelphia also. And then we came home, and we've been home since Thursday, and today is Tuesday, August 22nd, maybe? I'm not sure. It's the 22nd. So today's Tuesday, August 22nd. Did I say what my name is? My name is Rachel, and you can find me on Instagram as Lambwoman, on Ravelry as Lambwoman02, and on Periscope as Lambwoman. And I also have an Etsy shop, which is the Lambwoman Knits, which will hopefully be getting a bunch more stuff in it in the next couple weeks. I haven't had a lot of time to dye yarn and make bags, so hopefully it will be getting a bunch more stuff in it. So let's get to the knitting. I have 2 finished objects for you this week, this episode. I feel like I should have more since I was, since it's been 4 weeks. But I think looking back on it, I did get quite a bit of knitting done just on multiple things instead of on one thing at a time. So this is my Yarn Enabler socks. This yarn is from the Yarn Enabler, and it was from a kit that she did with Mrs. Brown's bags. And I knit these on 9-inch circular size 1 Chagus, and I'm trying to think what else. I did 60. I cast on 12 stitches for the toe and did a rounded toe where I did a quick increase for about half of them, and then a slower increase, and then it was 60 stitches across, and I slipped every 3rd stitch on the color change to make this kind of pattern, which I think I would do again. My tension definitely needs some help, so I need to practice that, and maybe I would actually slip every other stitch next time. That is my Yarn Enabler socks. As you can see, there's 2 of them. And I also have another pair of finished socks. There it is. These ones are Rose City Rollers. I got this kooky idea that while I was on my trip, I would knit a pair of socks out of like 4 different of my colorways, which was not really possible. But I managed to get 1 pair of Rose City Rollers done, and I'm really happy with the way they came out. I call this colorway Geronimo, but I definitely will be knitting up more of my yarn in the future, just so I think it does help me learn how to dye it better. But these are just regular old Rose City rollers. That's a free pattern on Ravelry. And it's one of my favorite sock patterns. And for the toe, I did a rounded toe with a very imperfect Kitchener stitch. And this pair, this is the first time I've ever woven in my ends with a needle. All the other times I've used a crochet hook, and I did really like weaving in my ends with the needle. I definitely need a lot of practice though with weaving in my ends, because I'm not so good at, yeah, I just need more practice and more experience. I'm trying to find it. I don't know if you can see from there, but you can see where I duplicate stitched, and I sort of staggered it so that it went down into the sock. And maybe I should have just like duplicate stitched it across. I don't know, I wasn't sure what to do with the tail. I feel like I need to take like a whole class on weaving in ends or something. That would be good. So let me see. I think, yep, that is all my finished objects. Now I'm moving on to the works in progress. Now this is the one that if you've watched this episode, or not this episode, if you've watched this episode before, you have already seen this one. You've seen everything already if you have already watched this episode. This is the one that if you have watched the podcast before, you've seen this one several times. But look, you almost can't even see how big it is. Maybe I'll take a better picture of it. So I am down to the ribbing at the bottom. There's supposed to be about 50 stitches of the ribbing, or not 50 rows of the ribbing. And I think I've done about 7. So I've got a good ways to go. And then I'll have to do pockets and the arms and the collar and the, I don't know what it's called, the button band maybe? Yeah, that's probably what it's called, the collar and the button band. So I am on my 9th skein of, or ball of, and I'm using, goodness, did I even see what pattern this is? Probably not. Okay, let's pretend like I'm a real podcaster now. This is the Citadel by Joji Locatelli. What is? And I'm on my 9th ball. I am using Swish, which is a Knit Picks 100% superwash merino. I do not remember the colorway. I think it might be Dove Gray, but I don't remember. And I really am loving these cables. They're so beautiful. See, I'm hoping, right now my goal is to have this done by October. I'm not going to Rhinebeck, but this is my Rhinebeck sweater. And I plan on wearing it, even though it's probably going to be too hot in North Carolina to wear it once Rhinebeck rolls around. But I plan on looking at it and petting it while other people are at Rhinebeck wearing their Rhinebeck sweaters. So I want to get this done by the end of September, because then I can put it in the Grocery Girls Hohi Along. Is it a Hohi Along? I don't remember. Yeah, but it's coming along very nicely. As I said, I'm on my 9th ball. I don't know why I've said that 3 times, but I purchased, I think the recommendation was for maybe about 18 or 19. I purchased 20. So if I know that I'm on my 9th ball, I know I'm at least halfway. But we'll see. I think I may end up with a couple of extra, or definitely, yeah, definitely a couple, but maybe 3 or more extra balls. We shall see. Okay, my next work in progress is one that I actually hasn't gotten, I guess it got quite a bit of love before I left on my trip, but I actually left it and my Citadel at home because I kind of wanted to get some space from them, and I wanted to be able to come back from my vacation and be excited about working on them again. So this is my amulet shawl. The pattern is by Helen Stewart. This is my own colorway. It's a Secret Garden. And this is also my own. It's Frozen Lemonade. I really like the way they go together. So I'm on the last portion, just the lace. I think, I haven't looked at the pattern recently, but Helen Stewart does a great, she lists out like what percentage you have left. And I think I have like 30% maybe. So not too crazy much, but so since I've gotten back from my trip, I haven't really picked that one up. And then let's see. And then my current pair of socks that I'm working on, I actually have a hoe. Is it in here? It's not in here. I don't know where it is. But my current pair of socks that I'm working on is, I don't know why I click. I never noticed that I did that until I started podcasting. And then I was like, anyway. So these are, if you've watched this podcast for a while, you will know that I have cast on 2 different projects with this yarn. And neither one really spoke to me. And so I frogged both of them. But this is, these are both by Lolo Did It. And it is Pretty Young Thing and Blue Tourmaline. And I might have to go get the other pair of socks, the other sock. I don't remember what I did with it. Anyway, I striped it. And then I'm going to be striping it as it goes back up. You can see that I already have one. Well, you can barely see it because that little one blends in. But yeah, super cute. And I'm going to have a ton left when I'm done. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll make jelly rolls. I might make jelly rolls for my girls. And that would be really fun. Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to have a ton left. This is definitely enough to make a whole, at least a whole pair of socks. Even like real socks. Yeah, and I'm doing these for the Lolo Did It sock knit along. Is that what it is? Yeah. Where all you have to do is knit one sock in all Lolo Did It yarn. And since I had a bunch of Lolo Did It, I thought I would do it with those. Because I felt like that yarn was really just begging to be socks. It just did not want to be a shawl for me. And my last one, I cast this on. It's kind of a reward for getting ready for my trip. Also as a consolation, because I bought so much yarn recently that I wasn't going to buy any on my trip. And so I thought, why don't I cast something on? And so that will be my trip, my yarny trip memory, instead of, what's the word? My souvenir. Yes, so that will be my yarn souvenir of the trip instead of, real yarn. Well, whatever, it is real yarn, but instead of purchasing yarn, this is my yarn souvenir. So I cast it on as I was packing, and I would knit a row. Oh, I should tell you what it is, huh? It is the Pure Joy by Joji Locatelli. And I did it as I was packing so that I could like knit a row, okay, go back, knit a row, okay, go back and back. And it was a good stress reliever. Let's see. And I am on my 4th wedge. And I am knitting this. Oh, that's the back. You don't want to see the back. Here's the front. I am knitting this with Cat's Kettle in the Margot colorway, which is lovely. I wish I could like put this up to the camera, but you can't see anything if I do that. So I can do this. You can put your face up next to your screen. Anyway, it's lovely. It has just a lot of bright pops of color and a nice blue speckle. And then the gray is Forbidden Woolery that I got from the yarn box a couple of months ago. I think the colorway is London Fog. Let me hold that up. And these two yarns go, I feel like, really well together. They play well. And this is just a nice tonal gray. And they also play well together because the bases are pretty similar. They're both a plumper yarn. So it works really well. Yes. So this is the Pure Joy by Joji Locatelli, and I am elongating maybe, or a lot of the people that I've seen make this end up using more than a skein of this color A, and so I am making my wedges not as thick by elongating the short rows. Just I added I do an extra stitch before I turn around. That's all I do. So I think that led like this wedge to be 1 row shorter, and this one to be 2 rows, and probably this one 3, and so on. So it doesn't make it too much shorter, but I guess really it just makes it 1/8 shorter, which is fine by me, because it'll still be a really big shawl. So yeah, I'm on about halfway, I think, about here on the 4th wedge, and I'm really liking it. I think it's going to be really great when it's done. I guess it goes like this. Nope, still, yeah, it goes like this. Yeah, I think it's going to be really awesome, and since there's so many colors in this yarn, it will go with like everything. Super, and it really has been such a joy. This pattern has been such a joy to knit. I know lots of people have talked about it, but it makes me want to do all short row shawls because because I don't know, like the beginning of a shawl is so exciting because the rows are so much shorter, and I feel like with this it's like knitting 6 different shawls, and you get to start over, 6 different times, because you start over and you just go back and forth and back and forth, and I really like that. I feel like it makes it feel like it's going a lot faster. So it really is pure joy. It really is. So that is all of my work in progress. I actually thought I had more. So yes. So we'll see. Next time I'm going to try to get my amulet shawl done before next time. So maybe my Pure Joy will have to be in town for a little while. But I'm going to try to get the amulet shawl done for next time. And definitely my Lolo Did It socks will be done next time because they need to be, the cal ends on the 31st. So they need to be done by then. Although one sock. You just have to do one sock for the Lolo Did It sock knit along. So I guess I already have one entry, and I could have 2 entries by the 31st. So I'll definitely have those done. So that's really exciting. So now I have some gluttony to share with you. Although I think I actually ordered all of this when I last podcasted. Yeah, I think it did. So the first one is big surprise, Lolo. This, she really gets me with her. You know, my mom is a big fan of classic rock. So classic rock is the music that I grew up with. And Lolo, or Lauren of Lolo Did It, she really likes classic rock also. So she names a lot of her colorways after classic rock. And this one, or 80s music, which is again what I grew up with. So this one was called Don't Stop Believing. And Journey is one of my most favorite. I love Journey, and I love Don't Stop Believing. So this was her club colorway, so it was a surprise. But knowing that it was Don't Stop Believing and that it was Lolo Did It, I felt like I was absolutely gonna love it, and I absolutely do love it. I love, it has so many colors in it, and I'm excited to see how this will knit up. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with it yet. I might use it. I purchased well, it's not a pattern yet. I'm gonna participate in the 3 peas in a pod, 3 pips is what it's called. Mystery knit along, which is my first knit along. And I have a couple of Lolo Did It's, and I think I'm going to dye up some yarn to go with one of them. So it's between this one and Love Shack. So, and I love yellow and just all these different colors. I'm excited. So it's between these two for what I'm going to use for that one, I think. Although I guess I do have some other yarns. I should look more closely at my other yarns and stash. But right now I'm thinking Lolo Did It, and then I can dye up a solid to go with these. Okay. So, and then Ashley of Nomadic Yarns had an anniversary update where she had, I think, 10% off, which isn't that much, but it's still just totally irresistible. And then once you buy one, you have to buy 2, right? You can't just buy one, because shipping, it's like an extra discount if you buy another one. So this one is Kiss the Girl, which is from one of my favorite movies of all time. It's from The Little Mermaid. And this one is Sock Talk, which it just felt like an obligatory purchase. Like I had to, right? As a Grocery Girls fan, I had to buy Sock Talk. And I happen to love almost all the colors. I say almost because there's olive green in here. I'm not a big olive green fan. That's okay. I will persevere because of this hot pink and this yellow, blue, and this orange. I will persevere. And I think it's ridiculous that people spend this much time on a ball of yarn. So much time, guys. I think I would rather get it in a skein and pay less money. Just saying. And this is the point at which we realize that Rachel has a problem with self-striping yarn. She can't stop buying it. I don't know why. The last 2 months I bought 6 skeins of self-striping yarn. 6, and that is not including all of the Felici, which is a lot of Felici. So here we go. These are from the Cozy Knitter. She had her holidays in July update. And this is her birthday colorway, which is just, these are like my colors. I'm a pastel neon person. And these are pastel, but she gives 85 grams, I think. Yeah, 85 grams of the striped, and then 20 grams of this. Is that right? No, it's 115 grams. It's 30 grams of the solid. So, and these are for heels and toes and cuffs. And then this one is Frankenbeat, which just spoke to me. It said, Rachel, buy me, please, buy me. So, I had to. I have a problem. But the good news is, I have not purchased any more yarn since I purchased these, which was, I think, before that episode. And I'm hoping I should absolutely get all the way through August. And I'm hoping to get like even further. Maybe all the way through September before I purchase any more yarn. Because there's been a lot of yarn gluttony. So I want to hold off. Just hold up. Okay, so that is it for my yarn gluttony. And now I have a couple of new segments because I've been thinking about just goals for my podcast and goals for myself, and how to make those two things go together. Because for me, an important aspect of podcasting is making it something that really helps me to be a better person. And that's one of the things that I really like about podcasting, is that it helps me to sit down and realize, oh, I bought all this yarn. I'm like, wow, I really accomplished a lot of knitting. And it motivates me to knit a little bit more. And so along those lines, one thing I'd like to start doing is talking about books that I've read, which means that I have to read more books because I've not been reading a lot of books, and I can actually knit and read at the same time. So this is my goal for you, that I will read a book by the next episode. I think that's a pretty good goal, so that I can have a book to talk about. So, and then my other I have two other segments that I'm going to start doing, hopefully on a regular basis. And one of them is called Free for the Taking. And there are so many free patterns that show up on Ravelry, and it's hard to find all of them, and it's hard to find new ones. And well, it's not hard to find new ones, but I know they're out there, but I forget to look for them. And so in order to help me remember to look for free patterns, and to help you be able to find new patterns more easily, I am going to start highlighting one or two free, new to me, free patterns that I find on Ravelry. So the first one is called Gnome Nuggets, and it is a pattern by Rebecca Danger. And hopefully it's right here. Knitteds, aren't they so cute? I really hope that I learn how to put a picture in there. Otherwise you're going to have to look it up for yourself. But it's called Gnome Nuggets. And the second one is called, look in my book. It's called Close to You, and it has such a cute little story behind it. And it is by Justina Lorgos. Lorkowska. I cannot say that. And it is hopefully right here. It has a cute little story about how her husband learned how to dye yarn, not dye himself. That would be sad. Yeah, it has a great little story. So those are, and I have I created a bundle on my Ravelry favorites, which I think you can find. So I created a bundle of free ones so you can more easily find those in the future if you would so desire. So my second segment is called What's Working for Me. And I actually got this, I used to read this blog where they had a Works for Me Wednesday, and they would post every week about, on Wednesday, about just random things that were working for them. So something that's working for me right now is my bullet journal. I just started bullet journaling this month, and admittedly, one of the major draws to find them was that I got to buy these. These are micron pens. Can you see them? These are micron pens, and they're so fancy. I love good pens. But I've seen a lot of people who are using bullet journals and they really like them. And in the past, I've been really, really bad about using a planner or anything. But after looking into it, it seemed like something that I could use. And basically, it's a blank notebook. If you go to bulletjournal.com, I think you can watch a little video that explains it. But really, everyone does their own thing with the bullet journal, which I think makes it really, really perfect for artistic people, which is one of the reasons why I think it's taken off, is because it really works for people that other planners don't work for. Because basically, it is a blank notebook with an index. But so far, it is really, really working for me. And one of the things that I really like about it is something that I didn't even realize I liked about it until I saw somebody on Instagram say this. But I really, I like that if you don't use it for a day, there isn't like this blank space staring back at you like, oh, I didn't do something. You just start a new page and you move on. And it's not like this wasted space or, and it's really, really customizable, and you can do whatever you want with it. Here's my podcast episode plan. When I was getting ready for my trip, I planned out my day by the half hour, and that really helped. But it's really just one place to have all of your goals, all of your plans, all of your lists, all together in one place, which makes them easy to find. But you start off with an index, which helps you to be able to locate some of these things. So I'm really enjoying it. And if you search, I think, bullet journal on Instagram, it's the same as, knitting. It's like there's this whole secret bullet journal world that nobody knows about. Except for you. You know about the bullet journal world. Yeah, so that's something that's working for me. As always, I'm drinking Diet Dr. Pepper. Oh, and I closed it, so I don't know what's next. Oh, I am super excited. I am going to be hosting a back-to-school cast-on party. My other kids are in year-round school. If you've watched this podcast before, you will know that my kids are in year-round school, which means that they are in school for 9 weeks, and then they're out for 3 weeks. And we just finished a 3-week break, so they went back. They'll be back in for 9 weeks, and then the end of October, they'll have another 3-week break. But my youngest is starting preschool in a couple of weeks, and I was making big plans for like that first day where I could just go do whatever I want, because it's the first time in 10 years that I have had a regular no child day. And obviously the first thing that comes to mind when I think of celebrating anything is casting on something new. And I thought it would be fun if more people joined in. And I know that a lot of people have children that are going back to school. So I thought it would be fun to have a back to school cast on party. And I'm going to be running it through Instagram. And early in, I think probably sometime next week, I will post on Instagram, and I'll have a hashtag. It's probably going to be like BTS cast on party or something like that. Or back to school cast on party, but that's really long. So probably just BTS. Anyway, so I'll have a hashtag, and you can just post pictures of something you're casting on, and it'll be for about a week, and then I will draw a name, and I'll probably podcast that week also, so I can talk about it more. Well, not more, but just keep an eye out on Instagram. That's the real place that you will be able to find out the most information. Is keep an eye out on Instagram, because I'm just going to run it through Instagram, and then I will draw a name of somebody who posted, so you can post as many times as you want. And I'll probably post something that will be like repostable, like I don't know. Anyway, yes. So that is my idea for the back to school cast on party, and I'm hoping that we can get a bunch of people to participate, because I think it would be fun. I know I personally will be having a cast on party anyway. So, oh, and there will be a prize. That's what you really care about. You don't care about my party. So I got this adorable fabric that I'm going to make some Halloween bags out of. And let's see, can you see it? It's actually, I think, supposed to be, I think there's a corresponding fabric that has animals on it. And I think it's supposed to be kind of like paper dolls, but I just think it's adorable just like this, so I don't know. Anyway, it has all these adorable little costumes on it. So the winner of the cast on party will get a bag made out of this fabric. So, and there will be bags made out of this fabric with a special Halloween yarn. There will be these kits in my Etsy shop, which I'm very excited about. I have really exciting yarn planned for that. Okay, so what else do we have? I think that is it for most of the knitting. And I feel like I've probably talked enough about my life and my trip. I don't know, what else do you want to know? So that is all that I have to talk about today. I have no idea how long this is going to be, although you already know, because you're super smart. So please, pretty please, subscribe if you have not subscribed already. And I hope that you are having a great week, and that you continue to have a great week, and I will talk to you later.